Let's not sugarcoat it. Ubisoft is pushing the panic button. With their recent lineup of games underperforming and their reputation is currently sitting at the bottom of the ocean, they're getting pretty desperate. So what's their emergency plan? Just to remake a fan favorite game that just plays on everyone's nostalgia. They're just nostalgia baiting us. We just got the world premiere for Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake, and while returning to AC4 sounds great on paper, the footage we saw literally just proves that Ubisoft fundamentally misunderstanding what this franchise actually needs. And if we are talking about games that actually need a remake, Black Flag isn't even in the top 3. Ubisoft just disrespects and doesn't know what to do with their game IPs, and it just shows so clearly here. They don't understand what the consumers actually want. And yeah, I'm going to explain why in this video. And if you're interested in gaming ideas and topics like this, be sure to let me know in the comments and subscribe while you're at it, because I like making these videos and I hope you guys like watching them. But anyways, if we're talking about games that desperately need a remake, Black Flag isn't even in the top 3. The game that actually needs a remake is the game that started the franchise in the first place, Assassin's Creed 1. Right now, that game gets absolutely zero love from the studio that even made it in the first place. Why did the Ezio collection get a full-on remaster? Meanwhile, Assassin's Creed 1 is currently still locked to the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, consoles that are over 20 years old. And sure, who cares if the consoles are old? At least it has a PC port, right? Nope, that port is pretty much broken. It stutters violently every 5 seconds because the game's code is trying to ping a server that died a decade ago. So every 5 seconds the game tries to send some data to some old Ubisoft server that just doesn't exist. You can look it up, it's actually a really big issue with the game. Sure, you could do some workarounds like opening the game's code file and blah blah blah, trying to change some values, but you shouldn't have to do this for a game you have to pay £5 for or $5 for. You shouldn't have to fix a product that's on a digital marketplace. Ubisoft should go in and patch their old games. Ubisoft should listen to all of their fans that actually want them to fix their games, because they can occasionally make good games. But no, it's embarrassing. One of the only legitimate ways to fix it and to be able to play Assassin's Creed 1 on your PC is to unplug your PC from the internet while you're playing the game. It's very embarrassing, and I've had to do that. So what, you want to stream Assassin's Creed 1 to your friends? Nah, no internet for you. You're not allowed to do that. So a full-on grand remake of Assassin's Creed 1 is severely needed. That game gets zero love and attention. And I feel like a remake of Altair's story with modern stealth mechanics would be an insane win for Ubisoft. But no, instead of remaking the classic games, you know, the games that just put Ubisoft on the map, nope, let's just skip straight to Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Why? Because it's literally just calculated nostalgia bait for a franchise that is on its last legs pretty much. Let's talk about the biggest red flag, get it, from this new reveal, the gameplay. Ubisoft confirmed this remake is built from the ground up on the latest Anvil engine, and it's pretty obvious. Just look at the movement in the new footage. It looks clunky. It just looks so heavy, and like the character just teleports and is magnetized to every parkour object in the game. Instead of like moving fluidly and naturally to the next like box or roof, you're just magnetized to it, you're just pulled to it. It's not fluid like the old games. And you might be thinking, why? Why does this game's movement look worse than the movement of a game that released over 10 years ago? And the answer why is because Ubisoft transitioned the Assassin's Creed games from actual action adventure kind of games to RPG games, and so the parkour kind of took a backseat. So problem with that is that these newer games are built for wide open spaces and not really centered around these dense areas with massive cities and these small dense areas to traverse through in and out of alleyways and rooftops. So yeah, your character just kind of has to do the heavy lifting, and they just kind of gotta stick to every other object in the vicinity if you want to climb up that wall. So it doesn't look very clean. It just looks so artificial, and it just breaks the immersion. Even just watching the trailer looks wrong. And sure, the graphics are gorgeous, don't get me wrong. The graphics are beautiful, but a fresh coat of paint means absolutely nothing if the foundation is compromised. If Ubisoft is just ripping the movement mechanics from their current RPGs and slapping a pirate hat on them, this won't be the real Black Flag you remember. It'll just be another wonky, modern Ubisoft title wearing the skin of a much better game. And honestly, Assassin's Creed 4 deserves much better than that. Ubisoft, please fix.